Good morning, world.
Good morning.
All right, so we know we're way behind the times on this, but we did a video entitled, What Are White People Superior At? If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. We have over 22,000 views on that.
22,000 now.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Cedric and Brian's answers to 36 questions that women have for men. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
How does it feel, Cedric, to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
Being the same sex as Donald Trump has no more bearing on me than being the same sex as Hitler or being the same sex as MLK, Gandhi, or Jesus Christ. Because I'm an individual and I don't focus on putting you into a box or intersectionality. Trump is Trump, Cedric is Cedric, Brian is Brian. That's it.
Well, at least you're not the same color as him.
Oh, he's orange. He's a terrible color.
Oh, kind of orange.
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
I don't hate all rom-coms. Do you?
No.
I mean, is When Harry Met Sally a rom-com?
No, I think it is. It's one of my favorites. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are stupid.
Yeah. As far as Beyonce is concerned, me personally, I love Beyonce. And I love her singing as well. Most thing that most men hate and despise, is the fact that she's with Jay-Z. Can't stand that. But, yeah, kudos to Jay-Z. You got a good one there, brother.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
Okay. So, I've known Cedric for 20 years. You know, have we made an occasional boob joke, that lasts all of 10 seconds? Maybe, but have we talked? Do you know any man who sits and talks about boobs for hours?
No. The fascination with men and boobs has to do with oxytocin. It's like a pheromone that attracts men. So that's our fascination with breasts.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Could be just as simple as you always want what you don't have.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Some of the shows, my favorite, Blacklist. Okay? The main character is a woman. The first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but don't dismiss Linda Carter for those of you who are old enough.
Yeah. Well, of course. But again, these are like rhetorical statements based on nothing that I can find fact. Either that or they're finding the most male chauvinistic person and just basing all men on that, like putting everybody in one group.
Well, it's very similar to the video that we did a couple weeks ago, What Are White People Superior At? You found the 100 most idiotic people you could find, ask them the question, and then shake your head at the responses.
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
All right, this one I may have to agree with.
Well, growing up, I loved comedy. I mean, you can't... Lucille Ball. I think Brian's going to put a few of these pictures up. But Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, most recently Melissa McCarthy. From Bridesmaids.
And
She's hilarious. And there's some female comedians who just aren't funny. Rosie O'Donnell. I don't think she's funny.
No.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on. There's some comedians you like, some you don't. Gender has makes no difference.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Go ahead, Cedric. Why don't you answer this?
Well, this can go so many different ways. In sync, what you do is what you do. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, if you hook up with someone and as adults, if you have that communication saying, hey, you know what? This is what it is. And then we're going to have each other. We're going to please each other physically. In the morning, don't call me. Don't want to go to the beach. Don't want to go out to lunch. Don't want to go to the movies. And I'll see you in 2 weeks if I get the urge again. Know this, ladies. Men will treat you to the degree that you let them. And vice versa.
And the way you treat yourself.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
No. I won't use any names. My wife called it to me. All right. When women think that you sleep around, they think they blatantly call you a man whore. So you get judged also. And again, we don't look upon men that do that and use women as some kind of positive characteristic any more than we would a woman.
Well, you brought up a good point before we started filming about it's okay for women to do it, but...
Yeah, there was a psychologist on a feed that I saw, and she stated that there's no problem that women do that. And if they want to do it the same as men, that's fine. But then just don't expect to be with a partner. And I think this goes for both sexes. if you're with a partner and all of a sudden you found out that that partner has slept with, 50 people, is that going to be somebody you want to have a relationship with if they're that type of person? So again, just remember, you're going to reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
And these are all like circling back to the same arguments. If you want a long-term relationship and he thinks that you're that easy with him, he may just assume you're that easy with everybody else. And if he's okay with that, you may have a relationship. If he's not, you're not. So again, it's an individual thing.
Right. True that.
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Have you ever thought that it was okay if a woman says no to keep advancing?
Absolutely not.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
All right, so two-parter here again.
Yes.
Probably have heard that term. I mean, let's be honest. I've heard men, mainly women, say that they think women sometimes can be too emotional to be leaders.
Right.
In fact, I hear it more from women that say that, not men. And then the catcalling thing, we don't do that.
Right.
Most men don't. And if they do, we're going to think, okay, that's a certain class of men that we just don't associate with.
Yeah, that's that old skill, like guys on the construction site and the woman walks by and he whistles and makes crude comments, and that's not cool.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Do we even answer this?
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
You want to take that one?
I haven't done that.
Who are you giving your phone number out to if you're getting those pics?
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
Cedric, is it okay to harass women?
In short, whether it's my sister, my mother, a complete stranger, it's wrong no matter what.
You can do the reverse. Why do you call men out for all these things? Would you say that to your son?
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
They either think what you're saying is unimportant, whether you're a male or female, or they're just somebody who interrupts people, whether they're male or female. I don't think they target your genitalia for that.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
I have a response to that.
Go ahead.
I looked something up, and Brian, you have to put it up here, right here. It's supposedly men have smaller ischium bones, or pelvic bones. Yeah. So because those bones are smaller, supposedly we spread our legs out to get more stability. Now women, because their pelvic area is wider, which is for childbirth and stuff, they can sit with their legs closer. So that's the physical reason. And two, it puts a lot of pressure on our testicles to sit with your leg close together. Yeah. Psychological reasons are that they're saying that a man is open to you, or he's being open and vulnerable to you when he does that.
Yeah. And to use the false comparison of your breast, you can sit normally like this, and you're not infringing on your breast, even if you had large breasts.
Right.
I mean, you're not standing like this, right? Where you'd have to stand like this, like the person in this video. It's just such a false comparison.
Yeah.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you? Like watermelons through like this.
Okay, number one, statistics. Statistically speaking, across the average, of course there's women stronger than us, but on average, men are about 50% stronger than women, especially upper body strength. Okay? So if you're talking about physical strength, statistically men are stronger. And we went over that in our transgender athlete thing, why the transgender men that converted to women win every race, win every wrestling competition. So that. When it comes to birthing, biologically, we can't give birth. So what does that have to do with strength? We just can't do it, and you can.
We're designed to do that. And kudos to you.
Yes.
Blessings to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you can do that.
Thank you for taking that burden.
Why is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
I think you answered your own questions on that too, because just go on social media. If a man does show his emotion, women are out there calling them little bitches. Sorry, Luna.
Right. Offending all the dogs out there.
They're putting that social pressure on men more than anything, and then men put it on men too.
I think it's getting out of that though, because back when we were younger, we heard that old adage, well, you're a big boy, don't cry. And once you get that programming over and over again, you train yourself to think, if I'm feeling emotional, I'm going to hold it in.
Okay, women, be honest though. If you're going to pick two men Do you pick Thor or you pick the guy crying in the corner? I mean, come on. Be honest with yourselves. Why don't men show emotions? For one, because we want to attract women.
Right. And we've been trained not to.
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get gendered?
I think it shows more of a class thing. You just have less class if you can't form words without using a profanity.
Right.
All right, Cedric, if you're approaching, a couple women, and one of them just has a mouth on her, talks like a sailor, and the other one speaks good English, right? Which one are you going to be more attracted to? Let's say they look the same.
Probably the one that doesn't curse. But
Yeah.
it's also for a group of guys, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If I hear a bunch of guys doing that too, same thing.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
No comment.
I'm going to make just a quick comment. We have something in this country, innocent till proven guilty, right? I'm not going to assume just because she says so without any facts that it's true, because careers and lives have been ruined by false accusations.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was the Brett Kavanaugh hearing that gave birth to the whole believe all women movement. You don't necessarily believe all women. You don't believe all men. Like Brian said, you are innocent until proven guilty. You don't get to be believed because you're a certain gender.
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Because I've been married.
I have no comment.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
Cosmetic makeup has nothing to do with genitalia. They're two totally different things. If I'm out there and I'm buying you drinks in the evening, I'm in the bar and I'm buying Beyonce drinks because you're looking good, and the next morning I wake up and it's Jay-Z, that is false advertising. Just saying. It's a damn shame.
Damn shame.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Do you have a coochie?
Wow, it didn't take long for them to bring race into this too, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Bunch of old white guys deciding, I believe it was a bunch of old white guys that decided in your favor on Roe versus Wade.
I think so. Generally, there's wisdom in older people. That's why we don't have people like the people on this video who are young making legislation. Which one's worse? I'd rather have someone who's kind of lived life a little bit, been through the ringer, done some things, to look back and say, you know what? This is a good idea for the people.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
All right, so I'm going to take this because I saw a study, I was watching another video, that actually, it was a Pornhub study. Not saying I watch it, but it was a study about porn. That women ranked higher on searching for lesbian acts than men did.
Searching for lesbian what?
Acts.
Oh.
So they're saying, why are straight men so obsessed with lesbians when on those sites, a higher percentage of women look for those lesbian sites? So again, we're not going to lie to you. Men get turned on by that.
And it goes back to the earlier question, like, why are men obsessed with breasts? I mean, you can have 2 breasts and now you have 4. Now you've doubled the excitement.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
It hurts.
Oh my gosh.
Ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
I think we answered that before.
Yeah.
And we don't try to be manly. We're men.
We're called to be manly.
Yeah.
I was talking with someone yesterday. I don't know if this is a true statement or not, but it's like, it seems like women and children and dogs, they get loved just for the simple fact of being them and being loved. It's like a man, usually, I'm not saying always, I'm not using absolutes, a man has to do something to earn love.
Yeah, and I don't know. What's the opposite? You want him to act womanly?
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Are you afraid of gender equality?
Absolutely not.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
You did some studying on this.
Yeah, I don't want to trigger anybody. Statistically, men gravitate towards more dangerous jobs. The more dangerous jobs usually get paid more. In more modern times, it shows that men are more attracted to the STEM fields than women, at least historically speaking. It may change over time, and then the pay will change, but it doesn't. These studies are flawed because then they say for doing the same job. There's really no studies that say that they're for the same job. And if they were, why wouldn't every owner of every business just hire women and save millions of dollars?
Makes sense.
You'd be dumb to be an owner and not just hire women.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
I wouldn't be.
I would trade places with Stedman in a heartbeat.
For those of you who don't know that reference, go turn on an Oprah show.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Opinionated men are seen as dicks also in a lot of cases.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
All right, we kind of touched on this on the cancel culture cancels comedy.
Right.
What? They're jokes. They're joke. Do you women mind blonde jokes at the expense? I know I see brunettes always telling blonde jokes. So you're doing that at the expense of blonde people, right? It's just a joke.
It's just jokes. Just
What are we
jokes.
gonna call? We're gonna call them out for making a joke? It's the problem with society now. You can't joke anymore. Nobody can laugh at themselves. They're all too sensitive.
Yeah.
George Carlin, where are you?
Right. But it is, and this is true, it's funnier when, like I said, the 600-pound person makes an overweight joke. It's funnier when I make a black joke. Yeah, but still, funny's funny.
It's pretty funny when I make a black joke.
No, it's not, because you're not funny. You're not funny.
Wow. That's hurtful.
That's the truth.
I'm triggered now.
Don't get caught up in your feelings.
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
Should I take this one? Because I am on the next to the highest tier on the privilege ladder, right?
Yes.
I do have some Jewish in me, so that puts me down just, well, no, I guess in some circles that puts me above,
Yes.
right? So, again, Cedric and I are both privileged because we were born and raised in the United States. We were born and raised in the time of the most prosperity. So we're privileged. You're privileged. Am I more privileged than you? I don't know. I'm not more privileged than Oprah Winfrey, which is somebody that he mentioned earlier, who is a black female. I believe she's way more privileged than I am.
Right.
So,
And before you say you're not privileged, whatever device you're watching this on, think about it.
am I privileged? Yes, and I am grateful for it. You need to be more grateful and recognize that you're privileged. In fact, in some cases, Cedric has pointed this out with the black and white thing. Do white males get let into colleges for being a white male more than being a person of color?
No.
No. So females, are they allowed to do certain things that males can't do just for the fact that they're females? Yes. So everybody has their privilege. So you recognize your privilege and be grateful for it. We don't want to end on that downer, so...
No. And like I said, this video, I didn't do a lot of research as to who put this video together, but I think it was just done to kind of incite some weird comments and stuff, and we didn't want to take it there. Someone requested that we do it, so we decided to do it and have a little fun with it.
Well, look at that last thing they said. Subscribe for more laughs. So they were doing it for laughs. But again,
since females aren't funny.
and here's, I know I'm going to get hate for this, but it's laughs at the expense of men, which seems to be what a lot of female comedy is. It's laughs at the expense of men.
Right.
So again, if we're talking about comedy.
And you can cut this out. I mean, since the mid-'80s, when one of my favorite shows was The Cosby Show, that was the last great American father we saw. Just forget about who he is in real life. But the last great American father was Cliff Huxtable. Yeah. After that, it's been Al Bundy, Homer Simpson, like just men that you can just make buffoons and make jokes out of. And so men have become a laughing stock, unfortunately. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Me and Brian have fun with that. I think that's going to be a part of our video routine now. Maybe touch on something political on a Tuesday and something lighthearted on a Thursday. If you guys like that and you want to see more stuff like this and say, hey, I want to see Cedric and Brian respond to this, leave it in the comment section and we will try and get to that.
We told you we would always do a comment at the end. Well, this comment was just for Solomon, right up here. Oh. And he's the one. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Solomon, you're the reason that we did this episode, so thank you.
Yes, and I'm very hurt that Brian interrupted me once again, but oh well, I'm getting used to it.
That's all right, you called me unfunny.
The truth hurts.
Wow.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.